Welcome back to New York Talk, episode 152. I'm your host, Elyse DeLucci. Welcome to New York. Welcome to my living room. How are you doing, baby? Fact of the day, there is a neuroscientist named William Frey. He did a research study, found out that women cry 5 times a month, whereas men cry 1 time a month. Like, should this shock anybody? Does this shock you? I heard that and I was like, 5 times a month. I cry 5 times a week. Like, I have girlfriends that cry 5 times a day. What, are you kidding me right now? And by the way, where are these men that cry once a month? I was married to the tooth. I got a boyfriend, and I don't know. Both of these people have not cried once a month, okay? Cry 5 times a month. With these prices, the other day I bought broccoli for $9, and you're going to sit there and tell me that I'm not crying over that? I barely wanted to part with my dollars when I got to the register. That's not true. I don't even shop in supermarkets anymore. Do you? By the way, do you go to the supermarket? You know, like I would say 3 years ago, my girlfriend Stephanie, and she would say, was it Stephanie or Priscilla? I don't know, one of them. We're like, I don't know how you order everything online. And I was like, I've been waiting my whole life for this. Lazy supermarket shopping. Are you kidding? I said, and I live in a doorman building, and that's such a luxury in this city. I paid my dues. I lived for a decade and a half, no doorman, whatever. I finally live in a doorman, aka can accept packages. I'm not going to have some bum stealing my broccoli from the sidewalk, right? I'm going to get my groceries delivered. But this was a foreign concept to my friends. A foreign concept. And these girls are in Staten Island. They're not that far away. They would order stuff from, Amazon or whatever. Maybe they were doing like Fresh Direct. I was like, Fresh Direct? That's like saying you're having a birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese. Like it feels defunct in the city, So anyway, but just the other day, I was on the phone with Stephanie because we talk while she's driving to work. And she said that she, they order all their groceries online. And I was like, thank you. Welcome to the 21st century. Okay, hi. The only bad thing, as I'm sure you know and agree with, is you can't pick the produce. That's a problem. Because, these people, they're not trained in produce picking. There's this, you have to be able to at least say, well, let me say this. If you get hired as a grocery shopper for Instacart or Fresh Direct or whatever, and you're in the store, feet on the ground, you're in the trenches, you're in the produce department, can't you just pick a nice tomato? Like, why do you have to deliver the one heirloom that has bruises and thumb marks through it? I don't know if it's because they're rushing, they're busy, it's a numbers game. The more orders, the more tips, the more percentage, however they get paid. But it's like really every time the produce comes, it's an issue. So that's my only complaint. In fact, I will say, I thought about this the other day, and I don't know if it's entirely true, but I like Instacart. That's what I like because I have no patience, and usually they'll come within 2 hours. And, and sometimes, I'll do it. I'll put the order together in the night. And then in the next morning, I'll, when I have time to unpack or whatever, I'll hit, send, whatever it is. But the prices, well, I started noticing that the prices on Instacart are now labeled. Like if you go to an Instacart store, it'll say at the top, like Wegmans, for example, it'll say Instacart prices are higher than are reflected higher or higher than in-store prices. What does it say, actually? I don't even know. It just says, it says Wegmans, in-store prices are higher than, online prices are higher than in-store prices, right? Fine. I'll pay 25 cents extra for a zucchini just to get it to my door and avoid publicly shopping, okay? Fine. So, but that adds up. So, I was started to look up Amazon Fresh, which, by the way, Amazon Fresh has a delicious fruit platter. Can't even speak today. When you have one of those days, I need to do that. My acting pronunciation exercises. Anyway, Amazon Fresh, delivery has a beautiful fruit platter. Fruit's always fresh, never lets me down. It's like, I don't know if it's $7.95 or $11.95, but it has the cantaloupe and the honeydew and some watermelon. And watermelon, in the winter on the East Coast, it's iffy this time of year. But Never lets me down. But I started looking at the Amazon Fresh prices. Cheaper than Instacart. Problem with Amazon Fresh is it's usually like $9.95 delivery, right? You get it the next day. So I'm like, do I spend $9.95 delivery? Or do I pay 25 cents extra for, a zucchini? And then, but when you really do the math, you save money with Amazon Fresh. So that's what I got to do. I got to tell Stephanie, Instacart's nice, especially if you're on vacation and you need it right to your hotel room. That's what we did in Disney. But, it's Amazon Fresh. And I need to be patient. I mean, I could wait one day for groceries. I could wait. Still have Christmas presents in my house. I don't know about you. That's driving me freaking nuts, okay? I cannot. I literally cannot. I am one of these people that, some people, they wait for like Little Christmas or they wait for these certain holidays to take their tree down. I want the tree down on New Year's Day. I am done. I can't stand a poinsettia after Christmas Day. I don't even on New Year's, I'm annoyed. I can't. So, I haven't seen my sisters for Christmas. So I still have their gifts. And, because I'm the oldest, I always get them, I feel like the most. And I have to tell them to come over this weekend because I'm if I see Santa or an elf wrapping paper, I'm just going to rewrap them and I don't know, give it to them for their birthday because there's no point. There's no point. Had my daughter's birthday this past weekend. It was so cute. If you're in New York, you got to go to this place, the Glide ice skating rink in Brooklyn Bridge or under Brooklyn Bridge Park. It was great. She was going for an ice skating birthday. We had the birthday there. And, because, you got to watch every dollar these days, I didn't want to have, air quotes, an official party and rent it out and, do the whole thing. Because if you do it at, say, Chelsea Piers, which is a rink in Manhattan, the second you say it's a kid's birthday party, that's it. Everybody's scamming. You know what I'm saying? Say, oh, I'm planning my daughter's birthday, her 8th birthday party. That they slap you with the menus. Next thing you know, it's $60 a head per kids for chicken nuggets and fries. What? What? So, no. I did it. I didn't want to do that. So I did Glide. I bought the tickets in advance. And, it was like 15 kids. And we went. And then for food, they had, oh, wait, you want to talk about prices? Oh, you'll die. So they had an option for peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for the kids. And they also had a sun butter option, of course. Well, it's Brooklyn, But the allergy's fine. The peanut butter and jelly, it was $7. And it was an Uncrustable. I was like, over my dead body. I could buy a box of Uncrustables, box of 24 for $12 from Costco. I am not paying $7 for a smushed up saucer size of PB&J. Absolutely not. But they had waffles with whipped cream and chocolate syrup and, maple syrup. It was cute. It was so cute. So I got that and the waters, which, $5.50 for a bottle of water. Really? Really, people? Why don't I get free water? I should have taken the Stanley cup out of the gift bag, filled it up in a water fountain, and then got a bunch of paper cups and filled it. But you know what? I got mine. There was leftover plastic spoons, and I took them home. Priscilla's like, why do you need the spoons? You plastic spoons, Elyse? You're taking plastic spoons from your daughter's birthday? I said, nobody used them. They're fine. They're good. Yeah. If only they were the gold kind or the silver kind, it would have made me even happier. They were white, of course. But the tooth came, and that was nice. Though when he showed up, God forbid, he cracked a smile or looked at me. I got to be honest with you. I go back and forth, right, on what I can and can't talk about sometimes. For the most part, I put it all out there. But there are some things that, you don't ever want thrown back, or you don't want maybe your kids to listen back and be like, what was mommy saying, Or you remember months ago, remember when I was on the road with Vic and I was, Vic DiBitetto, love him, and if I did a big show wherever, I would, come back, do the podcast talk, and then next thing you know, I'm off the show. I get bumped off the show because some girl's stalking me. You gotta be, you gotta be careful. Anyway, but I will say this: tooth almost didn't come. Well, he would have always come because he would never miss his daughter's birthday. He's a good guy. He's a good guy like that. But he said to me, it's a shame that the four of us can't all go to the birthday party and enjoy it. I said, who's the four of us? Like me, you, and our two daughters? That's exactly what we're going to do. And he said, no, it's me, him, and our respective boyfriend and girlfriend. Oh, okay. Listen, I don't know what kumbaya shit you're trying to do, okay? But I'm not double dating, double birthday partying with you and your girlfriend, okay? I'm not doing that. First of all, my relationship with Chris is different, okay? I do things on my own. Chris is not at my house all the time. I am never at his house. I don't care. I travel without him, as you know. I don't go on trips with him all the time. I mean, last year, 2023, all of my vacations were with my daughters and myself. I will say, if my relationship worked out different with him, and nothing happens, right? But if my relationship was different with him and I was with him all the time, maybe I would feel the same way that the tooth feels, because clearly these two, they're like crazy glued to the hip. Like, I don't like it, but that's who am I? Who am I to judge, okay? And you know why I don't like it? Because him and we had intimacy problems, okay? And I birthed your children, okay? I was the primary financial provider of our house. He worked, and he worked hard. But I was the primary earner. I gave birth to 2 children under 17 months. I cooked all the meals. In retrospect, I should have never done that because he liked to cook and I should have let him cook. But I did so much, and then you're going to not be, in air quotes, intimate, or you're going to have emotional limitations like a lot of men do. But, or want to have your free time and your spare time when we were this family unit. But then you're going to meet this girl and you're going to be up her ass and doing all. Fuck that. Okay, I don't care. And I don't even care how it sounds. It makes me feel awful inside. And if the girl knew, and of course, because you have to keep some things private, if the girl knew the details of some of this stuff, she'd be horrified. That's all I'm going to say. Horrified. And so would you. But I'm not going to be airing my business one day, maybe if I'm a huge star and I write some tell-all book. But anyway, moving on. Thank God. You know what? Every day I wake up and I thank God for the fact that I don't have to be, I'm not codependent with Chris. I used to love I love having a boyfriend. If I was a lesbian, I'd love having a girlfriend. I love doing things together. I like a shared experience. I'm a talker, obviously. I'm a stand-up comedian. I do the pie. I love to just see a movie and talk about it. I love all that, right? I love just time with my girlfriends. But while I like that, I'm successful enough. I'm whole enough. I'm confident enough. I don't need somebody to fulfill that side thing, right? I'm not saying Paul is like that, because Paul is a very confident man. That's not the case. I am so glad that as I got older, and I think there is severe, serious, great, vast strength in motherhood. And it might, sometimes it happens to women right out of the gate. You have a baby and you're like, shit, I'm the strongest woman in the planet. I could take on everything. But for me, it came over time, right? Throughout motherhood for me, I became so strong and I became confident, and and obviously I've had my successes and yada yada. So it's like, I thank God I found this strength inside me to just be okay, and confident alone with my kids. And sorry if I'm all over the place. This wasn't like a thought I was planning on talking about, right? It's just coming to me, right? It's like when I went to France with my daughters, I had a moment of being on the airplane, and I was like, what the hell am I doing? This is insane. Like, I'm a single woman with these 2 gorgeous kids, and I'm an attractive lady, although with love handles. And what am I doing? I'm just literally flying like in the middle of Europe just because on a major holiday. Is that nuts? Because it always sounds so exciting and good. And to you listening, you might have seen my pictures, right? Like if I posted whatever I posted online or whatever, and said, oh my God, she's in France, I want to do that. Or oh my God, I want to have that experience with my kids. But to actually do it, like it's wild. It's wild. It's, you know what it's like? It's like when you see those families that travel with their like newborns. You know, a lot of Europeans, like they go all over the place with their newborn babies, and it's just part of their culture. And you'll say, I want to do that. And then if you actually do it, like even if you go to like some all-inclusive, you don't leave the resort, like in the Caribbean kind of place, these people, you know, they're backpacking in the wilderness, but you know, you'll go to an all-inclusive and you'll be like, how do people do this? This is crazy. It's like that. Everything looks so much better and more attractive. When I actually was on the plane, I had this moment. I think I was tearing up. Like I'm freaking out. And for the first couple nights, once I got to Paris, I freaked out. And I don't know if I told you that on the podcast when I got home, but I freaked out. After the girls went to sleep, I laid in bed, eyes open, and I was just like, I can't do this. I'm alone. This is crazy. I don't even speak French. Like I was like Kim K got like attacked here years ago. What am I doing? But I obviously was so empowered once I came home and I accomplished the trip. But my point is that I do so many things with my kids alone. I don't need Chris. Chris is not a stand-in father. I'm not married to him. I'm not engaged to him. He's not their stepfather. If that was the case, then obviously, you know, maybe I would feel a bit different. But I don't feel that I need to have this big effing party with Paul and the girlfriend. You know, it's like, please. And, you know, so I was so annoyed with that comment. And I was so hurt by the fact that he almost implied that he wasn't going to come to the birthday because, like, she wasn't invited. And it's like invited. Like, it's like this girl told him right out of the gate. She didn't want to get married. She didn't want to have kids. I heard she didn't even, from my kid, she didn't even like kids because, air quotes, she thought they were annoying. Like, what? How are my kids telling me that right now? How are they telling me that right now? You're not coming to my daughter's birthday party. Now, Stephanie has a different opinion. Stephanie's like, Elyse, you got to get over this, Elyse. Like, he's moved on. Maybe you haven't. It's not about moving on. It's just, it's a lot of things. And you know what? That's why I've said personally, like if for my people that I know outside of comedy or podcast, social media, real life, when they say that they might want to get divorced or whatever, I'm like, you should like really think about that. Like really, really think about that. Because if you don't have kids, I don't want to say who cares, but who cares? But once you have kids, come on, it's a whole, keep the family together. Just whatever. Anyway, but overall the birthday was amazing and we had a great turnout and it's an adorable place to go. It's an adorable date place. It's a fun place to take pictures at. You know, you got to go. Glide ice skating rink, Brooklyn Bridge Park. Amazing. What was I want to tell you? Oh, when I was there, one of the ladies, she pulled out this hand cream. I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's called Balm. I wrote it down. Balm, Vermont's original for cracked hands, dry skin. 8 ounces, like on Amazon. I'm here. 8 ounces from $18.99. People swear by it. It has like 20,000 reviews. I haven't bought it yet. It's in my save for later cart. You know. I need a lotion. We've talked about this. I love lotions. I love a good lotion for real cracked hands. Even now, my skin is dry. But it's funny when you see things that say like $18.99. There's like this part of me that thinks like, have you not come up with a better formula for like 130 years? Like really? But listen, if it works, it works. I asked somebody about it, and somebody said they thought it was made from like cow milk or something from the cow udders, and which I guess would be milk. And I was like, what? I don't know, but there's a beauty thought, okay, a beauty tip, product, who knows? Okay, I got great news. I'm so excited about this. So, did I tell you I was getting my hair done by this girl, Elena, on the Upper East Side. I loved her. I love to go and talk. She's from, I think she's from Russia or Ukraine, one of the two. And I love those women. I love these Eastern European women. She came, I think, in her 20s. She was married, kids, divorced. Maybe she's in her 60s now. I would sit in the chair and tell her all my business. She'd tell me her business, but she would always give me advice, just about everything. And then she loved designer shoes and bags, so she would wear, she always wore black, and she always had these like beautiful. She loved Miu Miu. She always had these has these Miu Miu boots on with the rhinestones. Long story short, wound up stopped going to her because the hair washer didn't properly wash the dye out of my hair. So I kept ruining pillows. It was like a big loss for me. So I had to message her. It was so uncomfortable. Oh, Elena, I love, talking to you and and I love seeing you, but the hair washing thing, it's not good. But I wanted to be decent. I didn't want to just stop going. I didn't want to cheat on her. Like cheating on a hairdresser, that's a thing. You have like a real relationship. Some days you don't feel like talking and she respected that, and some days I'm a disaster, whatever. And I loved her. She'd also set my hair in hot rollers, so it's like that's something that doesn't happen a lot these days. So she would do it and put me under the dryer. But I remember asking her, is there a good supermarket, Russian Ukrainian supermarket, like that I could go to? Who's calling me? My phone's ringing here. Who's calling? I swear to God, I got these bogus calls. You know what? I'm going to tell. Hello? Yeah. Not interested. You know why I had to do that? So I could not interested, click, and then I'm blocking the number. Okay? Moving on. So one day I said, where can I go to get the Russian foods? She told me Tashkent in Brighton Beach, huge Ukrainian supermarket, or maybe actually I have it written down. It's like Uzbekistan, a supermarket from Uzbekistan, but they have all these beautiful prepared foods. I went years ago to a Russian supermarket in Staten Island. I'm totally forgetting the name. Oh, it wasn't, no, not National. Shit. Anyway, I love it. Russian supermarkets, if you haven't been, you gotta go. They have everything there. But the reason why I'm telling you this is because they're opening a Tashkent in the West Village. That's right. If you live in New York City, or if you're in the West Village and you want something cheap to eat, or Soho, Greenwich Village, whatever, you want to have something different, Tashkent, it's coming. It's 378 6th Avenue. You know where it is? It's right where, it's right near the train station. It's right across, I think, the street from the Washington Square Diner. It's right by the Comedy Cellar. It's right by Greenwich Village Comedy Club. Right by McDougal. Right by Minetta Tavern. I can't wait for this to open. So, Russian supermarkets, they have amazing cheeses and caviar. I don't eat caviar. It's funny though, Elena, she lives the high life, this lady, hairdresser. She's like, when you go, I can't even do her accent. Tell me, when you go to Tashkent, you got to get the caviar. I was like, I'm not spending $70, $100 on an ounce of something. You can, I'm not, but I never was like a caviar person, but she loves it. Big part of their culture. It's the one in Brighton Beach. I have it written down here. They have 200 buffet trays of prepared food. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. And so now they are opening at 6th Avenue, Waverly Place, hopefully sooner than later. I literally just can't wait. Isn't that funny? As you get older, you're excited about new openings for the supermarkets. I told you Wegmans opened down in like the East Village, Central Village. Kmart used to be on 8th Street and like Astor Place, and then they moved like by Cooper Union, and they moved in Wegmans, and it's all the rage. Before, when I would get Instacart delivered Wegmans, I don't even know what Wegmans it was coming from. It's probably coming from Wegmans in Westchester, Wegmans out in Long Island, but huge, great. Oh my God. Speaking of supermarkets, I have to do my product of the day. So the other day I went to Trader Joe's on 59th Street, and I told you how I used to go to that Greek restaurant, and the guy died. Anyway, I went to Trader Joe's on 59th Street late on a Sunday night. Should have never gone. It's like a nightclub. Everything's ransacked. Can't get anything, produce and stuff. But Trader Joe's just re-released this cult candle that they have. I have it here. Let me say. Citrus. No, it's called Crackling Citrus Green Tea. Okay. Trader Joe's came out with this candle. It's a big candle. So it's a nice size candle. Well, big meaning like it's about like two diameters of a coffee cup. So coffee, the ring. So big to me for an apartment. But the Trader Joe's came out with this candle a while ago, ages ago. Crackling citrus green tea candle, lemongrass, greenish, that whole smell, clean, happy, lively scent. Everybody went nuts for it. It wasn't only for the scent though. The scent stays, and I love that. The crackling part. I don't know if you've ever tried a crackling candle. I gotta fix myself here. It's a life changer. It's like having the Yule log make noise in your house. It was fabulous. It is fabulous. So I went and I got one. The wick isn't a normal wick. The wick is like a piece of wood, like a piece of plywood, and it's a little longish. It's like a quarter of an inch or something, like long ways. So as it's burning, it's like pop, pop, crackle, crackle, snap, crackle, pop. It's like the Rice Krispies. It's fabulous. It was $9.99. I bought it. I love it. Love it. On the food note, if you are in, by the way, Greenwich Village and Soho, that area, Central Village, East Village, and you want something, cheap to eat, Tashkent's not open yet. You know what's great? Mamoun's Falafel. Now listen, a lot of New Yorkers know about Mamoun's Falafel. Well, there's Joe's Pizza, which I'm sure you know about. That's like on 6th Avenue. You want to get a slice, delicious. No seats, you eat standing up outside, delish. Benches, though, little outside park benches. So you can sit on a bench if you really want. But on McDougal Street, right near the cellar, is this place, Mamoun's Falafel. The $8, you get a delicious falafel sandwich. They homemade falafel balls with, the shredded lettuce and the tomatoes and everything. Amazing. No chairs. You got to take it and go. Little sandwich. I said this, I think it was to Chris. I was like, oh, you want to stop at Mamoun's? He's like, what's Mamoun's? I'm like, what planet have you been on? Like, what? Like, you've been here your whole life. How do you not know? But he doesn't go down there. Apparently, there's another place near Mamoun's called Manousheh. Manousheh. Okay, you know what? It's Manousheh. Anyway, it's the same Mamoun's falafel sandwich, but they make the bread fresh. That's all I'm saying. Also $8. There you go. Cheap eats. There's your cheap eats. Have you guys ever tried Italian beef sandwiches from Chicago? Not me. But like how we have the pizza here in New York, like everybody has their thing, like, right? Like the Brits, I guess, what do they have? Tea. Fish and chips. No, listen, I've had fish and chips in the UK with mushy peas with mint in them. Beautiful, okay? It's all about where you go. No, Chicago has the Italian beef sandwich, and it's basically it's our version of roast beef au jus, right? But I was thinking about it because I'm on keto and I'm only thinking about food, and I just thought maybe I could try the beef part minus the bread. And it's so easy to make. You basically get roast beef from the deli, good roast beef, slice it very thin, like paper. Or I guess you could buy extremely sliced thin minute steaks, cook them yourself or whatever, but roast beef from the deli, slice it really thin. Put it in a beef gravy that you've made. Again, ideally like a homemade beef gravy. And then you want to top it with giardiniera. You know what that is? That's the Italian pickled vegetables. It's like carrots, I have it here. Hold on. And then you want to put it with so you put on top the giardiniera. You take the sandwich bread, you put the beef, you put the gravy, and more gravy, even though the meat has been soaking in the gravy, on the stovetop. And then you put the giardiniera, and then you put sweet peppers, marinated sweet peppers. And that's it. And then you dip. Doesn't that sound delish? I thought that sounded delish. Signature sandwich there. signature sandwich. But if you type in online, like a Chicago beef sandwich, Italian beef sandwich, a recipe comes up. And the main part of the recipe is making their version of the gravy, which you can use like beef fat trimmings and a bouillon cube and all that kind of stuff. But you know how everybody is. Everybody's so specific. And listen, I get it. Listen, you need, look, there's something to be said about the freshest, the best, and all that ingredients. And I'm sure if you bought Heinz beef gravy in a jar, it's nowhere going to be nearly as good as the stuff that you're going to make at home. But if you want to do it in a pinch, that's a whole nother thing. Okay, so product of the day. Can we talk about? This is so sad, by the way, because like I'm on this diet, and by the way, it's going fine. I'm down 11.5 pounds. I'm not missing the carbs. Let me say, I'm not missing the carbs because I'm really like 5 weeks of no carbs. It's the sugar. It's the want of the sugar. So I think I told you last time, I'm having like a piece of cheese, and then I'm eating like a little 10 little pieces of these little Lily's chips, these chocolate chips, like baking chips, but they have that erythritol in them, and I don't like that. But if I really need a craving, that's what I'm having. But I was looking for a little small cute gift for somebody online. I wanted to get a food gift, and I found the most adorable thing. Economy Candy, which is one of my favorite stores. It's a vintage old school candy store down on the Lower East Side. They sell online for $15. You can buy a 90s nostalgia bucket of candy, a big tub. It's called the 90s Decade Mix. $15 of all the old school candies. Wait, Airheads, Jawbreakers, Blow Pops, Chupa Chups, Lemon Heads, Caramel Creams, Jolly Ranchers. Is this not the most fun thing? Is this not, one, the most fun host gift? 2, a little something to send to a friend if they're sick or you want to cheer them up. 3, if somebody's having a party, like a 90s, 80s, whatever. Amazing. Product of the week. That's it. I could use a box of Lemon Heads right now. A lot of people don't know Lemon Heads. A lot of people don't know. I don't know. That was an ice cream truck candy to me. Growing up in New York back in the day, we had the ice cream trucks circle the block, in the summer. Oh, ice cream trucks with the ding, the bell. And not only would they do the ice cream, they sold candy. Fireballs. Remember Fireballs, Jawbreakers, Lemon Heads. Oh, I loved it. Then, whatever you would buy, they'd also throw you like a piece of bazooka. But if you wanted to buy a bazooka, for the record, not the gun, a gum, 5 cents. What's 5 cents these days? Ugh. Okay. Quote of the day, anonymous. I don't know who said this quote. I love this quote. I feel like this is a quote to live by for everybody at all age, life stages, whatever you're going through. Here is the quote. It's not that I gave up. I chose to wise up, and that mentally changed the game. I'm Elyse DeLucci. This is New York Talk. Love to love you, baby.
On the